cold as a razor blade.
And we are back for another episode of the Snake Pit, and this week we have got something really cool lined up. This week it marks October. I can't believe it's finally here. And of course, back in the day, October used to mean that it was Halloween Havoc season. So I thought, what better time than right now to look back to 1992 and give you guys the full story behind Jake's time in WCW, which culminated with his match against Sting at Halloween Havoc. Of course, that was Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal. It was a really memorable event that maybe didn't quite go the way that all of us wanted it to. There were so many options on that wheel. And of course, they've got a lot land on the coal miner's glove on a pole match. So it's not great. Not one of Jake's favorite memories, but it is interesting to see Jake the Snake make the transition from the WWF, where he'd reached such fame, to WCW, which was a company that was on the rise. And, you know, inside of 5 years, they're going to be at the very, very top of the business. Not to mention, it's just cool to see Jake in a match against Sting. So I hope that you guys enjoy it, and I hope you'll join us next week right here on The Snake Pit. We are looking back to August of 1992 and the anniversary of when you joined WCW. So, look, I know it's not a time that you always look back on super fondly, but
no, it's not.
And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. We'll get into the details here. I did the research, and, you know, some really unfortunate stuff happened along the way. But I must say that fans still think really highly of the incredible way that you debuted and the build-up to your match with Sting at Halloween Havoc 92. So look, we'll tell the full story here. Let's wind the clock back a little to earlier in the year. You'd been working pretty comfortably in the WWF since 1986, and you enjoyed a ton of success there. At what point did you begin eyeing a move back to WCW?
Well, there had been some things happen with some people that got in trouble with messing around with young boys.
The Ring Boy incident, we talked about that.
Yeah. And that has went down, and Pat Patterson had stepped down, or so I thought. I had been promised Pat Patterson's job. And so when this went down, I'm like, okay, cool. I got the job now. I can get off the road. Because I was wanting to get into the booking end of things.
Yeah.
And TV. So I was very excited about it. But talked to Vince, and Vince said that out of respect for Pat Patterson, we're not going to fill his position.
Well, then who the hell's going to do the job?
Exactly.
So your plan at that point, in hoping to fill Pat Patterson's spot, was to retire from in-ring competition.
Right.
Now, did any thought in your head, you know, if that were to have worked out, any thought like, man, I'm gonna miss kind of doing my thing in the ring?
Well, I was going to step it down.
Okay.
You know, just maybe work the pay-per-views or whatever.
Yeah.
That was the plan, but didn't work out that way. No, I met with Vince the night before WrestleMania, like 2:00 in the morning.
Wow.
And he told me that they weren't going to fill that position, that things would continue to be as they are. And later on, I find out that Pat at no time stepped down. He was still there. He just wasn't being seen. He didn't come to TVs or show up at shows or anything like that. Just a big lie, you know. And so I gave my notice. I gave my notice, and was told that I had to give him a 90-day no compete. So I didn't like it, but what was I going to do, you know? So I said, fine, fuck it.
Hard to blame you for being frustrated, you know? It's longevity is not a huge thing in wrestling. Certainly not back then. Guys weren't working into their 40s because you couldn't. You were taking too many bumps. Hell of a lot more bumps back then. So yeah, here you are trying to eye a position in the office to try and extend your wrestling career, and it didn't work out. I'd be frustrated too, man.
I was very frustrated, very angry. I should have handled it better. Bottom line is, I should have never left.
Right. When you say you should have handled it better, like, is this when you're coming to Vince? Are you saying like I quit, or are you having like a man-to-man conversation with him?
Basically, I quit.
Wow.
Because you lied to me again.
Okay.
You know, it's hard to work for a liar, man.
What was his reaction like when you're kind of confronting him with this the night before a huge event?
It didn't bother him.
Really?
No. Nope.
So he didn't try to make any effort to dissuade you?
None at all. That's another thing that hurt.
It doesn't make any sense. It's just so crazy.
Yeah.
It's let's paint the full picture here. For 6 years you had been a huge draw in the territory, and and now you had just become a heel here in the fall of '91, and you're red hot being a heel. You just came off that thing with Savage.
Yeah.
Like, you are red hot, and now Vince is like, oh, okay, well, if you got to go, you got to. It's I don't know, man. Yeah, nuts.
Yeah. Didn't bother him a bit.
Now, did you have a contract that you had to be released from, or was your contract at its end?
I had to be released.
Okay, and so they offered you release. They just said you've got to wait 90 days before you do anything.
All right.
Okay. Well, I did notice here in the Observer, Meltzer speculated that the fact that you gave notice may have impacted the way that your match went at WrestleMania. Do you remember having an agent try to alter your match, or did it go exactly the way it was always planned?
They wanted to have me DDT Taker twice and cover him. Well, I did, but I just took my time doing
it. It's smart, man. It is smart because you have to protect yourself going out the door.
Fucking right, man.
And then the finish, you called that on the fly, right? With the DD or the tombstone on the outside.
Yeah, that got a lot of heat.
So if he's gonna beat you, he better beat you with his nastiest shit being the idea, right?
Yeah.
That got a lot of heat when you got backstage.
Yeah.
What did they say to you?
The fuck, Jake? Fuck, I thought it was great.
It was great.
You kidding me?
Here's the thing coming out of that too is everybody wins. He DDT or gave you the tombstone on the floor. It was devastating. And he gets the win, and then you get the win too, because it's like, well, he kind of cheated, beat me on the outside.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so I don't know. Why can't everybody leave happy?
Well, they aren't going to have that.
Well, they didn't want it. So if they had pushed to have you like alter any specifics in that match, would you have, or because you're about to go out the door, are you just like, nah, I'm not doing it?
I'm fairly flexible.
Okay. Well, Jake, I have to say it's a really bold move to give your notice to this company. I mean, for perspective, you're here at WrestleMania VIII. You're at the Hoosier Dome, and there are more than 62,000 people there. So it's a pretty good indicator that business is going really well in the company that you're with. Also, prior to coming to the WWF, you were a well-known wrestler, but coming to the WWF made you a household name. Yeah. So I say all that to ask, was there hesitation at the time, even though you're frustrated?
No
hesitation.
No,
you're gone.
No hesitation at all. I wanted to go home. It was more about me being able to be home more.
Okay.
Being that they did all their TV in Atlanta, I would have been home those nights.
Yes.
And that would have made my life a whole lot better.
And, I'm sure at that point you had how many children? I know that you had 7 in total, right? Yeah. I think you had maybe something like 5 children at that point.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, I'm sure that your wife was happy to have you back around.
Yeah.
As speaking of your wife, what did Cheryl have to say about this huge career change?
Oh, she was all for it.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. She was all for it.
So just the idea of getting you closer to home was a huge win for her.
Yeah.
She wasn't as concerned with like the financial aspect of it.
No.
Okay. So going out the door, is it like hugs, handshakes, goodbyes, or you just walk out after 6 years like nothing?
Just walk out like nothing, man.
Is that not even any like the guys came up to you?
Nope.
Do the guys know?
Nope.
Wow. It's, man, I have to say, it's like, I said it a few seconds ago. It's like, really, it's bold. You're in the biggest wrestling company on the face of the planet, and you're just like, no hesitation, no problem, walking out of there.
Yep.
I'm blown away, man. It's safe to assume that Vince did not thank you for your contributions.
Nope.
What a weird relationship. Like, why do you think that you had kind of a strange, or maybe sometimes strained relationship with Vince?
I don't know. He's been on tape saying that he's scared of me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
that's it. Not physically, but my mental genius.
Ah. Okay. So maybe that's really what it boils down to, is he knows he's not gonna be able to kind of pull his bullshit with you, because we always hear that he would pull people into the office when they were frustrated, and by the time they walked out of the office, they were all grinning and feeling good, even though nothing had changed. But maybe he
done
was
that
like,
a few times.
Did he do that? Did he get that?
Oh
with you?
yeah. You walk out of the office kicking yourself in the ass because you bothered such a nice man. Are you fucking kidding me?
So, Jake, following WrestleMania, you're home from April until August, waiting out your non-compete. So here you are, you're going from being on the road nonstop, only a few days a month at home, and it all just comes to a screeching halt for about 4 months.
Yeah.
So what did you do with all your time?
Spent a lot of time by the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Doing things I shouldn't have been doing.
So that was actually something I was going to ask is, does it escalate your drug and alcohol use, or does it slow it down?
It escalated.
So is like Cheryl's present? Is she like trying to give you shit for doing it? Are you hiding it?
Yeah. She's giving me a hard time. Yeah, I try to hide it.
Man, idle hands, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I have always heard from wrestlers that the whole time you're on the road, you can't wait to get home. But then once you get home, all you can think about is getting back on the road. I mean, 4 months is a long time. Were you falling up the walls by the end of it, ready to get back to work?
Oh, yeah. Plus, I'd had the pleasure of seeing that no good fat motherfucking Bill Watts.
Yes.
And he explained to me how my new contract was going to work, which wasn't anything like the one that Kip Fry and I came up with. See, that was the thing. Kip Fry had sit down with me and come up with a contract that would have left me set for life.
Yeah.
It was a multi-million-dollar contract. And then when Watts got there, that was the end of that shit. And Watts told me that my new contract would be $1,000 a day. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? He knew that I couldn't turn around and go back to the WWE.
Right.
So he just squeezed me.
It's hard to wrap your head around it, especially because he brings you in and he puts you in this really high profile position with the top star in the company. So obviously he sees value in you, but he just kind of knew he had you by the balls and took advantage of it.
He wanted me to come in and me just get beat flat out.
How does that draw money with a guy?
It doesn't. But that's how stupid fucking Watts is.
So
not only that, he banned the snake.
Yes. So that would be following Halloween Havoc, right?
Yeah. And as soon as he did that, brother, I said, I'm out of here.
So when you heard that Watts had been hired to replace Fry, are you like immediately when you hear this, are you concerned, or are you hopeful he'll honor it?
I knew I was fucked.
I know that you and Bill were never really friends by any means, but when you left Mid-South in '86, was it pretty amicable, like end on a handshake?
Of course.
So why do you think he had it out for you even these years later?
Part of his deal with WCW was to break these contracts up.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those contracts were unbelievable, man. Those guys were getting fat.
Yes.
They were getting fat, man. And his contract had to do with how much money he saved WCW.
Okay.
Now, how does he save money? Well, he gets you to renegotiate your contract for less money. Now, who's going to do that? Well, if you don't do it, what he would do is he'd threaten you with putting you on TV every week and getting beat by jobbers.
Well, rumor has it that he tried to pull that shit with Brian Pillman, and Pillman said, "Hey, I don't care. I'll be the highest paid job guy you've ever had."
Yeah.
And he was. He just continued to get beat, and he was like, "No problem. Yeah, I'll put him over."
Yeah.
So yeah, but a guy in your position, here you are coming into this new company. I mean, you've got to just kind of take what they're giving you, and
man, I was stuck.
I mean, let's start here. Kip Fry and the contract that he offered, you said it was great. Is it like incentive laden? Is it just like a flat?
Oh
here's
yeah,
what you're making every year?
Incentive laden. Oh man, I had my own 900 line. I had my own merchandise. I had everything, man.
Wow. Now, do you know if the original, I know I'm asking you to reach back, 31 years. Do you know if Kip Fry, if the plan was, hey, we're going to bring you in as a heel, put you in with Sting?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was always the plan.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Bill stuck to that. He just kind of fucked with your money.
Oh boy, did he.
You and I have talked before about how you felt you were kind of out of options. You know, you left behind the WWF, and now here you are stuck with a contract that is not what you originally agreed upon.
Right.
Was there ever a moment when you considered telling Bill to just fuck off and try your hand in Mexico or Japan or the Indies? We know you would a few years later, and you made good money.
Yeah, not at the time.
Is it just because of the national TV exposure, the guaranteed money as opposed to the possible money?
No, it was the fact that I wanted to work at home.
I gotcha. It's the fact that you get to drive back to your house after a taping.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That's a big win. Might sound weird, but hear me out on this. Did you ever consider just giving Vince a call after this whole contract situation to see if he could work something out?
Should have.
Do you think that he would have brought you back in?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that he wouldn't. Like, why would he let a huge asset like you go to the competition?
Yeah.
Man, it's I can see why you're frustrated on the way here, but once we get here, Jake, it's a pretty special night. You make your WCW debut in Baltimore on August 2nd, 1992 for a taping that won't air until the 8th. It's a moment fans absolutely love to this day, and I've heard a lot of people say it's among the greatest wrestling debuts they've ever seen. I have to agree, man. Let's watch the clip and talk about it.
Wait a minute! What's going on? There's some commotion! Who's that coming through the... That's Jake Roberts! What is Jake Roberts doing here? Jake the Snake Roberts slithering into the ring! Jake Roberts attacking Sting! And now he's got the chair! Jake Roberts doesn't even wrestle in WCW! What's he doing here? Jake the Snake Roberts! Nailing Sting with a chair! Oh, short clothesline! He caught the Stinger! Oh, my God! Roberts with that steel chair! Jake the Snake! The master of the DDT! He dropped him on his face! And handed that steel chair with a DDT! Jake the Snake Roberts coming out of nowhere! He's manhandled the referees! Slapping Sting in the face! The DDT around the chair! The Stinger's got to be out of it right here! Not another one! Not another one! Oh! Another DDT! Right on the chair! Oh, man! My God, I don't even... He's got that glove, that snake handler's glove. And that... What's going on here? Oh, no. Oh, no. Sting is out of it. The referees have been... The locker room is finally empty, but Jake the Snake... Oh... The Steiners and Ron Simmons there. There's Barry Windham. Sting is hurt badly at the hands of Jake the Snake Roberts. He's got some huge reptile there.
Dude, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a debut. And
Fuck, I mean, I was hot.
In that leather jacket with like leather pants. Those things are not breathing. You have got to be
I got some cheese.
In need of some Manscaped. Are they still a sponsor? They are. So Jake, this is years before Scott Hall came down through the crowd and kicked off that NWO storyline on Nitro, and that's like kind of the one that people always point to. But like some realism here, you know, that this feels like somebody from the WWF invading, and all the locker room clears to kind of chase you off. What did you think of it watching it back all these years later?
It was great. It was great, man.
Just really well done. You know, Bill Watts was fucking up a lot of stuff in this era as far as like the over the top rope rule, and he was removing the pads at ringside and stuff like that. Just kind of like old school 70s wrestling mentality. But this was nice.
Yeah.
Andrew Hermes, a guy who helps on some of the other shows with research, pointed out that you came to the ring this night with what was clearly a python, but you'd soon go back to carrying the cobra. Do you remember why that change was made? I think I know.
I don't know.
I was gonna guess because the cobra's a lot lighter to carry around.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you were like, hey, that's enough of that. Let's go back to the cobra.
Let's go back to fucking cobra, man.
I mean, after coming through the crowd wearing that leather jacket, it's probably sweating your ass off. Yeah, I don't blame you. Let's lighten the load. So coming in the door, I have to imagine that you're pissed and incredibly frustrated this whole time. But you know, when that red light is on, Jake, you're right back to being that ice cold character we all came to know so well in the WWF.
Yeah.
How do you get past the frustrations to deliver such a convincing performance here in WCW? It's
the same old story, man. When the light goes on, everything's good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the frustrations go out the window. You get to do your thing. You know.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing you look forward to every day is doing your thing. That's the best time of the day when you're in the ring, doing your thing.
I have to believe that during those 4 months off, it's like, you know, were you watching wrestling while you were away?
Oh, yeah.
So watching wrestling, it's like you got to be starting to feel like itchy. You're like, I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. I was going nuts.
Man, it was cool. What a hell of a moment. Jim Duggan has said before that when he got to the WCW about 2 years after this, there's a little tension in the locker room. He was a wrestling veteran like yourself, and he felt like some of the guys there were threatened by his presence. Walking in the door, did you get that same impression?
Yeah, big time.
Really?
Big time. Yep, they left me alone.
So, like, you walk in the door, it's like, you know, these guys aren't coming up shaking your hand.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
Okay, so it's just like stares across the locker room, and you're keeping to yourself.
Yep. Really sucked.
It sounds like it suck. So there were a couple guys there that you knew and had relationships with. You know, your former ashtray destroying roommate Nikita Koloff was there.
Yeah.
And your buddy DDP was there, of course.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like your friend group when you arrive?
Just DDP.
Okay, so he's the only one you're really hanging around.
Yep.
Is that just at first, or did it last for the entire whatever?
Lasted the entire time. Well, I'd buddy up with Cactus.
Okay. You guys had a lot of on-screen chemistry in this era.
Yeah.
We're gonna wind up doing a Halloween Havoc episode at some point, maybe this year, possibly next year. But like the build up to it, you and Cactus are working together a lot, and it's like cool chemistry. And it kind of almost felt like eventually you guys might have an issue with each other as well.
Oh, we'd have to.
Right. Man, at this era, he was doing that crazy nesty plunge off of the apron.
Yeah.
He'd been thrown off like that big flat stage onto concrete and did like essentially a flat back bump from like 4 feet. So I know that you're not taking those bumps if you're working with Cactus. Would you have felt comfortable if he said, "Hey, throw me off this"? Would you have been like, "Yeah, sure"?
You're fucking right, I would. And I'd give him a good boost.
Launch him a little bit.
Yeah.
My goodness, that dude just put himself through the ringer.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Sting here for a bit. This would have been the first time that you had ever crossed paths with him, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, by the time he had risen to fame, you're in the WWF and keeping busy making towns and building your career. So I'm wondering, did you even have much of an opportunity to see any of his work at this point?
Nope.
So like you're coming in here, you know that he's the guy, but you are unfamiliar with his work, everything.
Yeah.
Did you talk to him before you went out there? Is your first time kind of meeting him in the ring?
Just met him in the ring.
Are you communicating with him in the ring or just kind of leading him?
Just leading him.
Okay. Well, what are your early impressions here of him as a person and performer?
Oh, he's fine, man. Nice guy.
What about his ring work? What did you think?
He had his shtick down.
He sort of like Hogan. He had his stuff that he did.
Yeah.
Right, but did it really well.
He knew how to do it, knew when to do it. He did it really well.
Are you optimistic coming in the door that you and Sting can make a really strong program out of this thing?
Sure, I was.
Yeah.
And then it winds up being a one-off.
Yeah.
Makes no sense at all.
No, it doesn't. Especially with like, it was such a fast build where it's like you come in the door and then all of a sudden, we're going to watch a promo here in a little bit where it's like you're calling for a contract and they're like, okay, you got a contract. Boom. There's a contract. You immediately go into filming these little mini movies that we're going to eventually watch here. And yeah, it all just happened really fast, and which is not kind of really the tradition for wrestling at that time. This was the era of like 4 to 6 month storylines, was it not?
Yeah, it was, man. This was different. It was on speed.
Like, do you think that Bill Watts had because look, for all of his faults, he had booked some really good, compelling stuff while he was in Mid-South, and now here he is, and he just can't seem to get out of his own way with some of this shit. Like, what do you think? He just like lost his touch?
In Mid-South, he had other people booking it.
Okay, like Ernie Ladd and them?
Yeah, Ernie and different guys that were helping. I was a helper.
That's right, yes.
I booked with Ernie. So we'd come up with the ideas, and Bill would just go with it.
Gotcha. So at this point, he doesn't have Ernie Ladd anymore. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess he's not asking you for advice.
Nope.
So he was on his own.
Yeah.
Well,
him and Dusty.
It showed, and he ended up, of course, pushing his son Eric Watts. You and I talked about Eric here a little bit, and you said that you had no problem with him, but like,
no.
Were you seeing the frustration backstage when Watts is pushing his own kid?
Sure.
Just really hard to imagine anybody being that like tone deaf where they're just like, yeah, no, it's, he earned it. He's a former quarterback or whatever. He should be a star here. Well, this night in WCW is also very well known for another reason. After you injured Sting and prevented him from a title shot against Vader, Ron Simmons would win a raffle to take on Vader and would win the WCW world title, becoming the first African-American world champion. So, I mean, just an awesome historic moment here, Jake. What did you think of Ron Simmons getting this huge opportunity on such a big stage?
I thought it was great, man. It was high time. He certainly well deserved it. You couldn't ask for a better guy to put in that spot.
Yes, I mean, a great, legitimate athlete.
Yeah.
The clip that night of him slamming Vader. Vader is whatever. He's pushing 400, more than 400, and
Yeah.
Ron just picks him up like he's a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
freak athlete.
He was a solid 450.
Yep, and Ron, no problem, hoists him right
No.
up, turns him over, and yeah, just an incredible athlete. Ron, I've heard JR say that Ron, his biggest downfall at this point was inexperience, and that kind of
Yeah.
hampered him. Were you confident that he would have success after this win?
I knew he'd have success, but I didn't know how much success he was going to have.
Okay.
Because it's all about who they put you with. It really is. And I don't remember who they wound up putting him with.
I know that I believe he continued to work with Vader.
Well, that's not good.
No, and he would work with Lex Luger. So maybe he needed somebody with a little bit more experience.
Yeah. Whether it be Arn or myself or whoever, but he would have grown more.
Well, Jake, 1 week after the events in Baltimore, you joined Jim Ross on the Ross Report to discuss your actions. Let's take a look at this.
Welcome back to TBS, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Jake the Snake Roberts, and 7 days ago in the Baltimore arena, you returned to assault Sting. And I know, let's just cut right to the chase. You and I have known each other a long, long time. Why did you do it?
Well, you don't know me that well. But I will say this. Why did I do it? Why not? Why not? If you want to get someone's attention, do I go out and slap the ring boy that takes the jackets back? Do I slap the referee? No. I step right up to the big gun, the one that the WCW has idolized, and jerk a knot in him. That's what you do. If you want to get somebody's attention, go to the front of the line, man. Slap the guy up front. And Sting, you were the guy up front.
Yesterday on WCW Saturday Night, Cowboy Bill Watts seemed perhaps a little perplexed because you officially do not wrestle for WCW, but they're investigating this whole situation. Charges could be filed.
Well, I'm sure that's what Sting's thinking about right now. That would be the smart thing for you to do, Sting. Have me charged with assault. Let the police arrest me. Don't you take it on your own to think you're man enough for one moment to step up and take care of this business. Now, if WCW wants to do something about this, they can charge me with assault. Or you can get out that paper and put the right number down, and I can sign that paper. But Sting, here's what I'm telling you, the smart thing for you to do, and all I'm asking from you is this one thing. Quit. Quit while the quitting's good, because if you step up in front of me, man, I'm not afraid to pull that trigger. I'm not afraid to kick that box out from under you, man. That's exactly what I'll do.
Fans, we're just about out of time here, but we'll be speaking more with Jake the Snake Roberts tonight at 9 o'clock on AM 750 WSB, and we'll be taking some calls from, I'm sure, some Sting fans tonight.
What's left of them. And Sting, don't make the mistake of stepping in front of me, because I will pull that trigger.
Fans, the main event continues here on TBS right after this timeout.
That was fucking great, dude.
Oh, Jim looking pretty young there.
He is looking pretty young.
Get that young boy look on his ass.
So Jim Ross, man, you had spent your time around him in Mid-South, and probably the best thing that ever happened to him was Bill Watts getting fired and him getting demoted, because that put him in the WWF and launched his career.
Yeah.
Early on, had you been around anybody who was better than Jim Ross? Gordon Solie, maybe?
Gordon Solie, of course, but Jim Ross was getting to the top of his chosen profession. He wasn't quite there yet, but he was getting there.
Man, incredible to see what he would go on to do in wrestling, with the WWF. And now, today he's back with AEW.
Yeah.
It's, rumor has it that maybe his contract may be coming to an end with AEW. I hope that they renew him, man. I think he brings a lot to the table.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Man, a guy with that enthusiasm for wrestling, that kind of knowledge, to me, irreplaceable.
Yeah, absolutely.
When most of the people think about this run, they think about Sting, but you got to work with some other great young talents. Jake, do you happen to remember who your first match in WCW was with?
I think it was with Dustin Rhodes.
It was with Buff Bagwell.
Buff Bagwell.
Yep, he was just Marcus Bagwell at this point. August 8th in Chicago, you'd get a win over him. Man, he's only 22 years old here. What did you think of the young Marcus Bagwell at this time?
I can't remember. I'll be honest with you. I can't remember.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that you've got a relationship with Buff nowadays, and you know he's fighting some of the demons that you had fought there years back. Do you have an update for us on Buff? How's he doing?
He's doing pretty well, man. He's hanging and banging, and he's staying clean, staying sober, and he's taking care of some court stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of the stuff that help get you there. You know, when you're a bad boy, you got to suffer the consequences, and he's taking care of those consequences now. He's not bitching about it. He's just doing it.
I think one of the biggest steps is taking responsibility for your actions and realizing that you were wrong and making a commitment to fix it. And it sounds like that's the stage that Buff is at right now, right?
Yeah, it sure is. And he's doing it, man.
I'm happy to hear it. Prayers up for Buff. I hope to continue to see his ascension past his issues. So your next match is 5 days later, and it's against another great performer. We talked about him a little bit earlier. You would defeat Brian Pillman in Sarasota. This is just a few years before he became the loose cannon, but by this time he was establishing himself as a star babyface. Not sure we'll get to discuss Brian very often here on the show. What did you think of him, and what did you think of his work?
His work was solid, man. It was real solid.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good time with me. I think we had a pretty fun match, if I remember correctly.
It got good reviews from what I'm seeing. Where
we must have had a good time then.
I think you guys put on a hell of a show. And what about as a person? I know that you were, at this time kind of into the party scene. Rumor has it that he was too.
Yeah, I remember running into him a couple of times.
All right, Jake, let's do a couple fan questions and we'll get out of here. Instagram, a wrestling historian asks, who did you want to wrestle the most in WCW that you didn't get to? Thanks in advance. Anybody stick out?
Oh, sure. Barry Windham.
Oh, my gosh. Could you imagine renewing that rivalry?
Yeah, that would have been great.
Boy, that would have been fantastic. Another one, a kind of underrated option here is Ricky Steamboat was there at this time as a baby face.
Yeah.
Man, could have been a real blast. Rick Rude, you guys could have done that.
Yeah.
So, man, there were a lot of options. Bart Teller asks, did you interact with Paul Heyman at all during your time in WCW? What did you think of Paul overall?
Just a little bit. I liked Paul in the beginning. We got along great.
You said in the beginning, you and I are going to be doing an ECW episode here in November. Do we have more Paul Heyman stories on the way?
Well, I'm sure we do.
Okay, we'll leave it at a cliffhanger there. All right, guys, it is time to take a quick break to talk about a subject that I know is near and dear in the hearts of all men everywhere. Of course, I'm talking about your penis. So we all know that guys enter the room dick first, and that's because our penis is like one of our most important appendages, right? And it's really important that little guy acts up when he's supposed to. I mean, we've all been there as guys, right? You're in the bedroom, your partner's ready, you're ready, but you look down there between your legs and your little guy's just down there staring at the carpet. That doesn't work for me, brother. That's why I turned to Blue Chew. Blue Chew isn't just a tablet, it's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting, like somebody gave your little partner down there an energy drink and he's just ready to go. I mean, don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself, pal. Blue Chew is going to get that thing so hard you could hammer a nail with it. You could hang a paint can off of it. You couldn't turn the head of it with a pipe wrench. There are a lot of ways to describe Blue Chew's wonderful effects, but more than anything, it's about giving you confidence. Confidence is key, and if you're not feeling it, you know that your partner is not going to be feeling it either, and then nobody has a good time. Take advantage of Blue Chew. It might just be giving you the best sex of your entire life, and you've been missing out on it up until this moment. Not anymore. We're hooking you up. And Blue Chew is about more than just performance, too. This is also about legacy. You know that your partner is in a group chat talking about how things went or didn't go in the bedroom. Give them something to talk about. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Discover your options right now at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use promo code DDPSnake at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to BlueChew.com for details and safety info, and we want to give Blue Chew a big thanks for sponsoring the Snake Pit. Jake, we last left off in August of 1992 as you had arrived in WCW and really started to plant your flag as one of the most exciting attractions in the company. Through August, you're working with Sting, of course, on house shows and combinations of singles and tag team matches. Did you feel like over the course of these house shows, like it kind of got to feel them out a little bit and make some chemistry?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you always do. You wait till you get in the ring, and then that starts to happen. You get to know the guy. You get to feel him out. Not feel him up, but feel him out.
So why can't it be both?
I don't know.
Well, it's, Sting is like obviously, irreplaceable charisma and stuff, but he's not exactly known as like this great technical wrestler.
No.
Would you say that it was, sort of like slow going to get it going, or did you feel like you guys had chemistry pretty quickly?
We had chemistry pretty much off the go, man, because I came in such a hot way.
Mm-hmm.
So it was there.
The audience was ready for it.
Sure. And he held up his end of the bargain.
Yeah, he always does. It's, I said he's not a great technical wrestler. That doesn't mean he's a bad wrestler. He's just not like he's not a Bret Hart out there,
No.
I think it's also of note here that you're pretty much instantly paired with Cactus Jack when you're coming in the door. And he acts as kind of like your personal interviewer on a number of occasions, almost like a personal assistant sometimes too,
right.
which I think is pretty entertaining. And you team up with him numerous occasions in tag team matches and 6-man tags. Looking at the two of you at the time and your characters, it kind of seemed like the perfect fit. Did you see some potential in a long-term tag team with Cactus?
Oh, yeah, there was potential there for sure.
I mean, how could there not be? You're a great worker. He's a great worker. So it all just kind of blended. And
that's a no-brainer there.
And Mick, by the way, is very complimentary of your work in his autobiography. And he said that talking to you felt like going to school a lot of the time. And at this time, Mick was he seeking advice, or were you offering any to him?
Yes, he was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was wanting my opinion on stuff to see what I thought about this, thought about that, He was a young guy wanting to learn, man. He was hungry.
Well, it certainly showed that he was hungry. And I mean, he's one of those guys who, as we all know, he's willing to kind of do anything to make sure that he could get himself over and kind of climb that ladder. But, it wasn't long before he found out there was kind of a glass ceiling in WCW for him.
Yeah, it was, man. He didn't get it.
Well, we know he would go on to be one of the biggest stars in the 90s, and we also know that you weren't always fond of his reckless style. At the time, though, what positives did you see in Mick's work that really kind of stood out for you?
I love Mick's reckless work.
Ah, okay.
But I feared for his life.
Mm-hmm.
I feared for his health. And I don't know what kind of man I'd be if I seen somebody setting somebody on fire. If I didn't say stop, what kind of man would I be? I'd be pretty much a big asshole. Don't set him on fire. Oh, go ahead, set him on fire. He'll be all right. No, he won't. And that was my only, I'm not knocking him and what he was doing. I just feared for his health and his well-being.
Man, hard to blame you with some of the shit that he was doing. Like
my God.
Those Nest T plunges onto concrete floors because Bill Watts had removed the pads outside.
Yeah.
I mean, snap your head back on one of those. I mean, it could end your career.
End your life.
End your life. Yeah. So, I mean, just some insane risks that he was taking. And Jake, I did want to ask too, we have the benefit of hindsight now, but when you first got to know Mick, did you ever imagine that this man would go on to become the WWF champion just a few years later?
No.
How could you, right?
Not as Cactus Jack. No.
I mean, like, big guy, but he certainly was not the prototypical look that was being used back then. So it's you could certainly see a guy like that going on and having success in the WWF.
Oh, yeah.
Their champion?
Yeah, but not their champion.
Just remarkable.
Yeah.
Remarkable what he went on to do. And we've got something remarkable coming up for our first clip here. Watts was dead set on making Halloween Havoc a big success, and one of his strategies, of course, involved a mini movie. Jake, it is cheesy, it is nonsensical at times, but like fans all these years later absolutely love it. Anytime there's a clip of it online, people go insane. Let's go ahead and watch it back all these years later, Jake.
Make the deal.
What about this? But maybe this.
Sting, I knew you'd come. It was just a matter of time.
Yeah, I'm here, so what's the deal?
Sting, I'm going to finish what I started in Baltimore. When I get done with you, you'll wish you'd never been born.
You talk too much. Get to the point. What's the deal?
Sting, relax. What's your hurry? I'm gonna take my time and enjoy this moment.
Cut the crap. Do I have to come over there and kick your ass?
Sting, you don't get it, do you, man? You don't have a clue. Look around you. This is my playground. These are my people. I'm smiling, not you. It's come down to this. You see, the deal is on the wheel. At Halloween Havoc, your worst nightmare will come true. 12 of the toughest and most brutal matches in wrestling.
That's right. Brutal.
You see, on the wheel, there's a cage match. There's a barbed wire match. There's a death match. Or there might even be a mystery match. But you see, the deal is, man, you gotta step up and spin that wheel. Once you spin it, where it stops, that's what you and I are gonna do. And what happens? Well, we both go in the ring. One man comes out. The other? Well, no.
You think I'm afraid of some wheel? You think I'm afraid of you?
Step out of the fog, Sting. Clear your head. You're not thinking. I'm the master of all these matches. This is no game for me. This is fun, but it's not a game. We play it on my turf and my terms. So good luck, Sting. You're gonna need it.
So what are you waiting for? Let's do it now.
To be continued. At Halloween Havoc 92.
Laser eyes, dude.
Oh my God.
So Jake, 31 years later, what did you think?
Well, I did a good interview.
Yeah.
My shit was spot on.
It was. And by the way, Meltzer in The Observer was very, very complimentary. Like, Jake's acting skills, very good. All like very well executed.
Yeah.
And it was. I mean, do you remember anything about that night?
Not at all.
I assume it was like a fairly long shoot, but God, you probably tried to forget it.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
No, I thought it was really entertaining. Yeah, I mean, it didn't quite fit though, given like the realistic old school direction Watts seemed intent on taking the promotion in. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it didn't fit, but it certainly was pretty fun and memorable.
It was entertaining, and it got a lot of people talking.
By the way, I think you guys did record pay-per-view numbers, and pretty much unanimously, everybody's like, yeah, it was that mini movie kind of drew everybody in.
Yep.
You and I have agreed in the past that vignettes are a great way to introduce talents, but do you think modern wrestling could benefit from something like these WCW style mini movies?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Even like the cheesiness and whatnot?
Oh yeah, man. Bring some cheese. Bring some from under cheese. From under the rim of my dick.
We can include that in the mini movies. Why not?
Yeah.
Jake, here's something that you and I have touched on a couple times before, but it's definitely worth revisiting right now in more detail. Meltzer had this in the September 7th, 1992 Observer. A near disaster was averted 9-6 in Dallas when during a Sting and Koloff versus Roberts and Invader match, a man in a walker in his 70s pulled out a pistol and fired a shot. Apparently, either he shot the ground and the bullet ricocheted and went through the ceiling, or someone grabbed his hand as he went to shoot and slammed it down, so he shot the ground. The man, whose name hasn't been released but was taken into a mental hospital afterwards, has been a sportatorium regular for 30 years and has no previous incidents. The wrestlers and Harley Race all bailed out of the ring. So how's that for a welcome back to the sportatorium, Jake?
Oh, I remember it, brother.
And can you tell us about it a little bit?
Fuck yeah. I heard that noise. I knew what the hell it was. I dove out of the ring, man, hit the floor. I left Sting in the ring going, woo! Woo! He didn't fucking get it.
So he didn't know that it was a gun that went off. Oh my God. Any idea how long you stayed under that ring before you knew the coast was clear?
Long enough.
I mean, when you get back to the locker room, is everybody just in a state of absolute shock? Like somebody fired a gun in the arena.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, look, unbelievably, you guys finished the match and Sting would pin Super Invader. How in the hell do you gather yourself up after somebody tried to literally murder you in the ring, Jake?
You just go on with it, man. You know, I remember that night, man. And, you know, it certainly gave me an energy boost. You know, I do remember that. And, but just getting back in the ring and continuing the match was the only thing to do.
Yeah. And by the way, they continued the show afterwards.
Yeah.
Like the main event still went on. Can you imagine a show nowadays if there was a shooter in the building continuing?
Oh, they'd evacuate the whole building.
Oh my God. Like probably for days.
Yeah. Several. Yeah.
but you guys are like, all right, is that guy out of here?
I'm pretty sure it was Cactus Jack.
Gotta be Cactus.
Yeah,
he has that bang bang.
Yeah, he didn't like the match.
Dude, just fucking insane. And even crazier, you guys finished the match. Kudos to you. What a bunch of pros.
Yeah, man.
I do feel like we should at least mention that your tag team partner there, Super Invader, is actually the former Hercules from the WWF under a mask with the gimmick of like an Asian assassin. You'd be paired with Ray a lot here during this run, but he'd be gone from the company by October. What did you think of his new gimmick as the Super Invader?
It didn't matter. I love Ray Hernandez, man. He was such a wonderful guy. You know, he had his demons too, just like I do, and you know, they got the best of him. But he's such a wonderful person deep down. Just deep, and what a wrestler! Great wrestler. He could do it all, man.
I keep hearing that about Ray from a bunch of different people, and that's something that doesn't get discussed very often. Is like, you know, I think a lot of people saw him as like a body guy, but no, the guy could really go in the ring.
He could go.
Seasoned, experienced.
He could do whatever you wanted.
It is just funny.
Sometimes it was dangerous if you let him do what he wanted.
How so?
He'd invent new things.
Oh my God, we talked about this over SummerSlam '88. He did like the fly or something.
The fly. What is it? What is it? I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Shoots me off.
It is funny though that they put him under a mask here. It's just such a WCW thing. This guy was on the WWF, the biggest stage. He's got a bunch of name equity, and they're like, "Hey, let's cover his face."
Yeah, so he's a nobody. Makes a lot of sense, don't it?
Just so ridiculous, dude. And
that's Bill Watts.
Yep, Bill Watts. I mean, classic WCW shit too. They just like they take a good thing and fuck it up.
Yeah.
The Observer also reports that the day after the shooting at the Sportatorium, you suffered a concussion during a match where you were teamed up with Rick Rude against Sting and Nikita Koloff. You would go on, Jake, to miss about 10 days, and even apparently have to return to the hospital about a week later. So, I mean, this must have been a really bad one. Do you recall what happened?
No, I don't remember anything.
I bet with a concussion like that.
No.
Good Lord.
Nothing. Still don't. It's still just a blank spot in my life.
So, I mean, you're talking about many numerous days where it's like all of a sudden you're in the ring and then it's like, okay, now I'm in the hospital.
Yeah. I didn't know shit.
That is a hell of a bad concussion. Would you say that's the worst concussion of your career?
Yeah, definitely. That I remember. See how I did that?
Yeah, maybe you had another one.
Took it to you, took you back.
You had gotten used to working with Rude over the course of a long program 4 years prior. Now he's your tag team partner. What do you think about tagging with him as opposed to working against him?
That's just brilliant fucking thinking. Right. Jesus Christ.
More WCW stuff, right?
Yeah, man. Jesus Christ. Why do that? There was no need to go there. All it does is tell everybody it's phony shit.
Yeah. 4 years prior, he was like,
I was wanting to kill you.
Yep.
And now we're fucking tag team partners. Yeah. Brilliant.
I think the thing that draws people to your WCW run overall, though, even though it was so brief, is partly because of that mini movie, but also partly because you're working with so many big name talents and talents that would become really big. We've named a few of the established talents already, but a guy you began to work with a lot who is on the rise was a young Dustin Rhodes at this time.
Yeah.
You'd meet Dustin in singles action at a TV taping on September 21st. And for
I
me,
that match.
You do?
Yep.
Well, we're going to watch back the end of it. For me, Jake,
good.
I think that this is my favorite match of your run in WCW. Let's have a look.
Working on the head. We know he loves to use the DDT. He caught him with a clothesline. High impact move by Jake the Snake Roberts. And now he's doing some taunting here. Jake the Snake obviously feels that he has everything in control right now.
He's been pretty cocky. He's been pretty cocky, and Dustin isn't looking too good right now. However, I don't know if I'm ready to count this young man out yet.
Jake the Snake signaling that it's time for the vaunted DDT, and that is his calling card. That is his favorite offensive maneuver.
That he does not want to get caught in, because if he does, that usually means it. Beautiful.
Good counter move by Dustin Rhodes. He countered the DDT, back into the wrist lock, and then a short clothesline. Great counter wrestling by the youngster from Austin, Texas, Dustin Rhodes. But Jake the Snake is relentless. Right back on the attack. Irish whip to the far side. And Dustin got the knee up. Dustin Rhodes got the knee up and catches him with that clothesline. A lateral press, he may have him, and he got two. Dustin Rhodes now scoops up Jake the Snake. Slams him with authority. He's got him up again, and another slam. Dustin Rhodes is taken back over offensively. Tremendous elbow. Roberts reeling in the corner. Irish whip far side. Dustin's got him in the bulldog. He got him in a bulldog. But Jake the Snake he's in the ropes. Dustin thinks he's got it. Jake the Snake had a foot in the ropes, and Dustin Rhodes unaware of it. He got him in a DDT. He got him in the DDT. On top hooks the leg, and Jake the Snake has won it.
The winner of the match, Jake the Snake
All right.
That was good.
That was a hell of a good match, wasn't it?
It was a good match. You know, Dustin Rhodes is probably one of the most underrated wrestlers out there.
Absolutely.
You know, he can do it all. He's been doing it all for years. He gets right there close to the top, but never quite gets it all.
Mm-hmm.
And they miss the boat. You know, sometimes your best workers aren't the guy that's in the main event.
Seems to happen a lot, actually.
Yeah, it does.
Where a lot of the really, really strong workers are underneath.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, Dustin's only something like 4 years into his career. And we all know that he'd go on to just be, you know, a huge star and a legend.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now, at this stage of his career, though, did you feel like he was already there?
Yeah, I knew he was there. I knew he was there.
Now, I've also heard Dustin get compared to a young Barry Windham a lot in these days.
Yeah.
You would agree with that assessment?
Yeah, sure would.
And who knows better than you?
They spent a lot of time around each other, you know.
Ah, okay. So the Dustin was probably just a sponge soaking it all up from Barry.
I'm sure he was.
Dustin has also been very complimentary of you and your work over the years, and now he's passing his knowledge down to future generations as a trainer.
Yeah.
I mean, how valuable is the perspective of a Dustin Rhodes in AEW?
Oh my God, tremendous, man. He pretty much runs all the women's stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And that's just, he's done an incredible job, unbelievable job. But it's just like his ring work, unbelievable, incredible. You know, so what are you going to do? You know, he's very fortunate to be in that spot, and brother, there ain't nobody going to unseat him unless he wants to get out. Because those girls love him. They love him to death, man.
Man, there's only one Dustin Rhodes, especially, I mean, the way that he's still working whenever he does climb into the ring at this stage. I mean, just it's a really remarkable story. Plus, you know, much like yourself, Jake, you know, it fought some demons and beat them.
Yep. Yeah, he had his round with him.
Hats off to him. Well, Jake, let's get to the reason why we're here. It's Halloween Havoc 1992. It takes place October 25th in front of about 7,000 fans at the Philadelphia Civic Center. We know how you feel about your run in this match now, but as the night began, would you say that you were feeling excited or optimistic about it?
I was still excited at the time because I hadn't got the hammer put on my head yet. But it was coming and coming quick.
It certainly was, and it's about halfway through this event is when Sting comes out and he spins the wheel. And, you know, Jake, the fact that WCW drew 7,000 fans and some incredible pay-per-view buys is remarkable given the fact that we didn't even know which match you guys were having yet, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Bill fucked up a lot of stuff along the way, that's for sure. But, I mean, that mini-movie, I don't know if it was his idea, but whoever it was, stroke of genius, because it drew a lot of folks.
Yeah, it did.
The wheel, of course, lands on Coal Miner's glove, and the match is set, Jake. You know, we've touched on it a few times, but let's just state it now for the record. Did you know what match stipulation it would be ahead of the match?
Nope.
So that wheel was not gimmicked.
Not gimmicked, brother.
I mean,
fucking brilliant, right?
Hard to wrap your head around that kind of logic out of WCW or Watts for that matter. Like, yeah, just whatever happens.
We'll be fine.
My God, just absurd. And of the options available, though, Jake, did any of them stand out as a best case scenario for you?
A cage match would have been fine for me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I could have done a lot more in a cage match than I could have done with what we got. Just the pole. I can't climb no pole. Snakes don't climb poles. It ain't happening. But right there, it takes away the mystery and the anticipation of me getting halfway up there and sliding back down. No, I can't do it.
I mean, I assume you're backstage in the locker room when all this is going down. Like, when you hear, like, hey, by the way, it's a Coal Miner's glove match, are you just
like fuck?
The fuck are we doing?
Fuck, are you serious?
I mean, so many great options. There was a bull rope match on there. That would have been fantastic.
Yeah, bull rope would have been unbelievable.
By the way, there's one on there that I had to look up because I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. They called it a Prince of Darkness match. It's a blindfold match.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Jake was in a blindfold match at WrestleMania.
Can do that.
Yeah. And they're like, hey, let's do the one that does not fit at all. I mean, I know it was just luck. The wheel just happened to land on it, but come on, guys. Let's have a little pre-planning. Well, we've got a short clip from the match itself. It's a coal miner's glove match, of course, after a hell of a build-up between you and Sting. Let's have a look.
And Roberts is going up. The race is on.
Roberts is going to have trouble maintaining his balance with just one good arm, and Sting over to grab the leg, pulls him back down, and Jake catches Sting in the face with the elbow. And all the Stinger right around the pole. Great athletic maneuver. Great agility by the Stinger. He made a 360. Wait a minute. There's Cactus Jack. There's Cactus Jack. What's he doing? He's bringing it. Snake handler's glove out. Sting is going to the top. Sting is almost to the top.
He's got the glove.
Jake has got the
glove. And Jake's got the snake.
Jake has got that darn cobra, and Sting has got the coal miner's glove. Sting with a coal miner's glove, and the snake has got bitten Jake the snake.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Sting.
Sting nails Jake with a coal miner's glove, but the cobra has bitten Jake the snake in the face. The cobra is hanging on to his face. My God.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So the coal miner's glove, all that build up, and they're like, okay, this is the most dangerous weapon, and then he like hits you in the back. But that damn snake, you're too focused on that thing because it's not cooperating with you.
No, it wasn't. It was a bad snake.
Oh boy.
But it did bite me in the face,
So it looked like you were trying to get him to bite you, or
yeah,
what?
it was.
Okay, so I didn't know if you were just trying to make it look like you were like he got you, but you actually wanted him to bite you.
Yeah, I wanted him to bite me and hang on so I could let go of it and just shake my head, and the snake would be,
Now that would have been a hell of a visual.
Yeah, but it wouldn't cooperate.
Afterwards, that wound from the snake. I mean, what's it like getting bit by a cobra, Jake? I don't think most of us will ever know.
It's like fucking shaving scratch.
Really?
Oh yeah, it didn't hurt.
Wow.
No.
All right. You'd think that they could really sink in and get you bad.
No, it didn't hurt at all, man.
Well, I mean, disappointing match stipulation, and it is funny too watching it with the snake because you bring him up and it's almost like you look at him like, hey, what the fuck? And then you bring him back and then he gets you.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
All right. Well, I mean, what could you do? You're trying to sell this.
They wouldn't cooperate, man.
Right.
What are you gonna do? When your snake won't work.
We've all been there. We need blue chew.
I haven't.
A disappointing match stipulation ruins what could have been a pretty fun blow off between you and the Stinger, which brings me to a fan question from Peter D. Hi, Jake. After a match that goes bad like this, do you go back to the hotel room and spend the night agonizing over what could have been?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, I know. I was sick after the match. I was so disappointed in myself that I hadn't brought enough or brought the right attitude or brought something that could have made it better. I know Sting worked hard, but yeah, I failed to show up. Basically, a lot of it had to do with the fucking stipulation. I just couldn't get my head around what the fuck am I doing.
Right. Well, and I mean, them springing something on you like that, I mean, that's such bullshit to put a wrestler in that position.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially for a show where it's like, okay, we're getting all these buys. We've invested all this money. We've got 7,000 people that are showing up to Philly. Let's just fucking wing it. Like, what are we talking about here? It's so ridiculous.
Man. It could have been so much fucking better. Could have been so much fucking better.
Now, benefit of hindsight, Jake, looking back on it, let's say that you're stuck with the coal miner's glove match, whatever. Is there anything off the top of your head that you think you could have done differently or better in that match?
Well, I could have been in better shape. That wouldn't have hurt.
Ah, okay.
I think I was getting a little heavy. and which is no excuse, but is the truth. And I was struggling with my addiction.
Yes,
and that's probably a lot of it too. But I'm not going to look back at that real hard right now because I just don't want to be in a bad mood.
I don't blame you. And by the way, it's big of you to put a lot of the blame on yourself. And but however, there's plenty of blame to go around there. I think a lot of people deserve it.
Oh yeah, Bill Watts deserves 2 scoops anyway.
Oh, that no good cocksucking motherfucker.
Motherfucking fat fuck.
I stole your line, so you had to come up with some
man.
new shit. So we're almost near the end, Jake, but before we go, speaking of Watts and his bullshit, the November 9th, 1992 Observer reports that viewers had cable and cable operators were disturbed by the excessive violence on display with you and your snake, and Watts would tape an interview banning the snake entirely, even as a prop. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
I had no idea it was going down.
Really?
No
warning.
I went to the next taping and they said, Jake, you're ready for your interviews. Yeah, let me get the snake. I go get the snake. They come out and the fucking guy that's doing the countdown says, hey man, the snake's been banned. You can't bring it out here anymore. I'm like, what? Yeah, Bill Watts, he banned the snake. It's done. You can't use it anymore.
You didn't even hear it from Bill himself?
No, fuck no. I've been promised after the snake bites me that the next week on TV it would bite somebody else.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Yeah. And I got fucked.
I mean, I know that you were not fond of Bill, certainly at this time. Were you guys communicating at all backstage?
Fuck no. Not when he had bad news.
Oh my God. So essentially he would just tell you what the finish is and that's your only interaction with Bill Watts.
That was it.
Oh, do you remember who the snake was supposed to bite?
No.
Well, I know that you were scheduled to go on with Dustin Rhodes in a
that would have been
tournament.
Perfect.
Yeah, you were gonna face him in a tournament. There's a cool promo of you out there where you're kind of talking shit like I'm gonna blow right past Dustin Rhodes in this tournament. And you even did a commentary at your last appearance. You were up there with Jim Ross doing commentary. What's it like doing commentary with Jim Ross, the greatest of all time?
Great. It's great. You don't have to do anything, man. Just roll with him.
I mean, your improvisational skills and Jim's, ability to kind of carry the story. I mean, it was just kind of a great combo. And even in that short little glimpse, I was like, damn, that was really good. But that's your final appearance. And then, I mean, was it the last straw with the snake? Is that why you left?
Yeah,
or what
that
happened?
was it. That was it. Yeah, I had to figure a way out of the contract.
Mm-hmm.
And the way out was easy. Piss Bill Watts off and he'll fire you. So I went to him and said, I'm going into rehab, man. I think I need help. So he fired me for going into rehab.
Okay.
That's what kind of fucking guy he is.
Yep, that does say a lot about Bill, where it's like, okay, you were using rehab, it sounds like, as like an excuse to get away, right? And to upset him.
Yeah.
But as far as he knows, that's not the case. You actually
I
need help.
it.
Sure, and you needed rehab too, but he fires you.
Yep.
As a result of it. Well, that is pretty telling and frustrating. And I know that this entire run was frustrating. I think this will probably be our last look back at WCW, Jake. That pretty much covers all of it. So we'll call this the definitive edition of WCW on the Snake Pit. We are at the end of the show, but before we go, I'd like to include one more listener question to end us on a fun note, Jake. Noted shit disturber of the AFS community, Yambag Jones, asked this question. Let's see which one stands out for you. If the wheel consisted of A, coal miner's glove, B, kiss Bill Watts' ass match, C, 60-minute Broadway with the Ultimate Warrior, or D, get butt fucked by the Yeti, which would you choose?
Yeti.
Gotta be the Yeti.
Oh yeah.
See, you
60 minutes. I've done 45. I've never done 60.
See, the 60 minutes was with the Ultimate Warrior, but probably Gives About Fuck for 60 minutes would be better than wrestling the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Man, you could have got banged by the Yeti before Hogan did.
Yeah, there you go.